Peterborough United Football Club are a professional English football club based in Peterborough. Peterborough United formed in 1934 and played in the Old Midland League, which they won 6 times. Eventually being admitted to the Football League in 1960, replacing Gateshead. Their home ground is London Road Stadium and the club nickname is the Posh. After being relegated from the Championship on the final day of the 2012 Euro 13 season, the club compete in League One, the third tier in the English Football League system, in the 2013 Euro 14 season. Their highest finishing position in the Football League ladder was 10th in the Championship. Peterborough were the holders of the 2013 Euro 14 Football League trophy, beating Chesterfield 3 Euro 1 in the final at Wembley Stadium in March 2014. History: Peterborough United was formed in 1934 at Peterborough's Angel Hotel to provide a replacement for Peterborough and Fletton United, who had folded 2 years previously. The Posh played in the Old Midland League. They won this league on 6 occasions, including 5 seasons in a row from 1956 to 1960. The Posh were elected to the Football League for the beginning of the 1960 Euro 61 season, winning Division 4. Following the 4th Division Championship success in 1960 Euro 61, the Posh spent 7 seasons in the 3rd Division. They reached the quarter-finals of the FA Cup in 1964 Euro 65, beating Arsenal and Swansea Town along the way before going out to Chelsea. They were relegated back to the 4th Division for financial irregularities in the summer of 1968. The club took 6 seasons to return to Division 3, winning the 4th Division Championship. In 1977 Euro 78 the club threatened to go one better until they narrowly missed out on promotion to Division 2 when they drew the last game of the season at champions Wrexham when a win was needed to go up. The game was notable for the fact that over 2,000 Preston North End fans came to Wrexham to watch the game and cheer on the home side. Euro Preston were the club who went up because Peterborough did not win. The Wrexham defeat cast a long shadow over the club and it fell into a long decline. Relegation followed in 1979 and Posh subsequently spent 12 years back in the 4th Division. The 1980s was a long story of mismanagement and false dawns, punctuated by the odd cup run. In January 1991, Chris Turner, who had played in the 1974 4th Division Championship team, took over as manager and the team embarked on a run of 13 unbeaten games that propelled them into the top 4. 6 players were signed on transfer deadline day, which at the time was a record for the number of players signed by one club on a single day. On the final day of the season, Posh travelled to Chesterfield needing a win to seal promotion. Despite going 2 goals down in the first 10 minutes, the team rallied and drew level with goals from David Robinson and George Berry. Fortunately Posh's closest rivals, Blackpool, lost at Walsall and promotion was achieved. The following season arguably remains the most successful in the club's history. After an inconsistent start, the team hit form during the autumn when they knocked Wimbledon and Newcastle United out of the League Cup. The reward was a home tie with a Liverpool team containing Bruce Grobbelaar, Jan Lby, Steve McManaman, Dean Saunders and Mark Wright. Gary Kimball scored the only goal after 19 minutes, prompting wild celebrations and a place in the quarter-finals. In the league, the team went from strength to strength and surged up the table. Middlesbrough ended the League Cup run after a replay and there was further disappointment when the team missed out on a trip to Wembley in the Football League Trophy when they lost to Stoke City over 2 legs in the area final. Progress continued in the league and a playoff place was clinched on the last day of the season despite a 1-0 defeat to champions Brentford. The following week, Huddersfield Town came to London Road for the first leg of the semi-final. Captain Mick Halsall's last-minute equaliser levelled the score at 2-2. 3 days later, the supporters travelled north more in hope than expectation, but they were rewarded when the team came from a goal down to win 2-1 with Worrell Sterling and Steve Cooper scoring the goals. On May 24, 1992, Peterborough United played at Wembley for the first time, against Stockport County in the 3rd Division playoff final. With Posh winning 2-1 and gaining promotion to the new First Division. He played in Football League Division 1 between 1992 and 1994 and finished 10th. their highest ever league finish, in 1992 a Euro 93 season. During the 2005 a Euro 06 season the club had three managers. Team owner Barry Ferry returned to management following former England international Mark Wright's sacking in January 2006. Wright's assistant Steve Bleasdale was then appointed acting manager, but resigned in April. Keith Alexander joined as manager from Lincoln City for 2006 a Euro 07 but was sacked in January 2007 after a run of poor form and was replaced by Darren Ferguson. He led the club to back-to-back promotions from League Two to the Championship in his two full seasons in charge. By November 2009 Posh were bottom of the Championship and Ferguson left the club, to be replaced by Mark Cooper. In February 2010, after only 13 games in charge, Cooper also left the club and Jim Gannon was appointed in his place. Following confirmation of relegation from the Championship after a 2-2 draw at Barnsley, Gannon was replaced by Gary Johnson. Gary Johnson left the club on January 10, 2011 due to policy disagreement. 2 days after Johnson's departure, Darren Ferguson returned to the club on a 4.5-year contract. Peterborough finally finished fourth in 2010 November Football League One with one of the worst defensive records in the third tier, conceding over 70 goals, but scoring 106. The most for anybody in the Football League that season. Peterborough beat Milton Keynes Dons in the playoff semi-finals. They defeated Huddersfield Town in the final with a 3-0 victory, and gained promotion back to the Championship. Darren Ferguson led the team to safety in its first season back in the Championship, leading to a finish in 18th. However, the Posh were relegated back the following season, after losing to Crystal Palace 3-2 on May 4, 2013, the final match of the season. Darren Ferguson ended his time as Peterborough United manager on February 21, 2015, following a 3-0 defeat at Milton Keynes Dons. Nickname: Peterborough United are nicknamed the Posh, a moniker coined in 1921, after Pat Tyrrell, manager of Fletton United, was reported to say he was looking for posh players for a posh new team. When Fletton United looked to join the Southern League in 1923 they added Peterborough to their name to form Peterborough and Fletton United, in an attempt to gain the backing of businesses in Peterborough. Peterborough and Fletton United went bankrupt in October 1932 so the current club is the third to be known as the Posh. In 2002 Victoria Beckham filed a claim with the UK Patent Office over the club's use of the name Posh. The former Spice Girl, who was known in the group as Posh Spice, claimed the nickname Posh has become synonymous with her on a worldwide basis. Stadium: since their formation Peterborough United have played their home games at London Road Stadium. The stand behind the London Road end is terraced while the Moyes end, is a rebuilt all-seater stand, and now known as the Motorpoint stand. A 20,000 all-seater stadium to replace London Road has been proposed. The record attendance at the stadium is 30,096, achieved on February 20, 1965 in an FA Cup fifth-round game against Swansea Town. Rivals: according to the Football Fans Census, Cambridge United were considered to be the club's main rival. The Cambridge rivalry has been fought very evenly over the years. Both clubs winning 14 games, with Peterborough netting 51 times and Cambridge 52 in the 38 competitive matches they have played each other. However, the two sides have not met since 2001. Northampton Town are the traditional rival, dating back to when both sides were lower league, and as the city of Peterborough is historically part of Northamptonshire. More recently, Posh fans have begun to view Leicester City and the MK Dons as rivals. Players, as of October 29, 2015. Current squad Note: flags indicate national team as defined under FIFA eligibility rules. Players may hold more than one non-FIFA nationality. Out on loan Note: flags indicate national team as defined under FIFA eligibility rules. Players may hold more than one non-FIFA nationality. Managers and former players. As of June 26, 2012. Only competitive matches are counted. Periods as caretaker manager are shown in italics. Notable former players For a list of notable Peterborough United players in sortable table format, see List of Peterborough United FC players. Honours: Football League Third Tier, Runners-up, 2008 a Euro 09, Playoff winners, 1991 a Euro 92, 2010 a Euro 11. Football League Fourth Tier, winners 1960 a Euro 61, 1973 a Euro 74, Runners-up, 2007 a Euro 08, Playoff winners, 1999 a Euro 2000. Midland League, winners, 1939 a Euro 40, 1955 a Euro 56, 1956 a Euro 57, 1957 a Euro 58, 1958 a Euro 59, 1959 a Euro 60, runners-up, 1953 a Euro 54. FA Cup, best result, quarter-final a Euro 1964 a Euro 65. Football League Cup, best result, semi-final a Euro 1965 a Euro 66. Football League Trophy, winners, 2013 a Euro 14. Records Individual records most league appearances, Tommy Robson a Euro 482, 1968 a Euro 1981, most consecutive appearances, Eric Steele a Euro 148, 1973 a Euro 1977, most league goals, Jim Hall a Euro 122 1967 a Euro 75, most league goals in one season, Terry Blee a Euro 52 1960 a Euro 1961. Record transfers highest transfer fee received a Euro £5.5 million from Nottingham Forest for Bright Assombalonga, August 2014, highest transfer fee paid a Euro £1.25 million plus add-ons to Watford for Bright Assombalonga, July 2013. References. External links, Peterborough United FC. On BBC Sport, Club News a Euro recent results a Euro upcoming fixtures, official website, official forum, largest supporter forum, every match result and league tables since they joined the Football League, Peterborough United at the Football Club History Database, Up the Posh. The Peterborough United Database, unofficial Posh Fans podcast, Peterborough United Supporters FC.